What's going on, everybody? I'm Commander RestlessCorpse. Welcome back to Elite Dangerous. I know that the daily upload section of this series is kind of failing these days, but this is what happens when I'm out exploring. Sometimes I just don't have anything to talk about. It was a little different yesterday. I don't, if you follow me on Twitter, there was, an explanation as to why there wasn't a video yesterday. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, as some of you probably know, I play Final Fantasy 14. I lead a rating rating free company with a few raid groups in them. Well, there was a player whose character name was, Midnight. He was in one of the rating statics that is in my free company. Now, wasn't in my static, but he was a very good friend of mine for at least a little over a year. And unfortunately, he died recently, a couple days ago. And I had planned on possibly talking about it in a video yesterday, but I just wasn't up for it. So I decided to just not have a video. Now, I'm not going to talk about it any more than that. It is just an explanation as to why there wasn't a video yesterday. Now, getting into the actual video today, we're still on our way to Jock Station, and it is going a little bit slower than I'd like. I have not had enough time to just sit down and jump lately. Now, the original plan was that I would get out to Jock Station as soon as possible. It would probably only take a couple days. And I would, start doing videos there, helping out there, and then I would jump over to the money patch and do a couple videos there, and then jump back home and resume those types of videos. Obviously, that's still basically the plan. Unfortunately, it's just taking a little bit longer than I thought. That's not a big deal. But I did want to kind of point out that even though the Anaconda has a farther jump range than the Asp did, it feels so much slower. And I think it has to do with the fact that when I had the Asp, I brought the extra 64 or 68, maybe a 64, the extra 64 ton fuel tank, and I was able to continue going many jumps without having to scoop. Whereas with this guy, he's only got the 32. And I feel like if I don't scoop every star, I'm going to end up running out of fuel on a proto star or, an L or a Y or something. And it'll be terrible. I have not died from running out of fuel since my first week playing, when I didn't know about the fuel rats. Now I could just, do this or jump as many times as possible, and in the event that I do run out of fuel, call the fuel rats, and that's totally cool. But that would put a stop to videos until I can get that sorted, and I don't want to do that. I like the freedom of being able to record when I need to record. Now, if I ran out of fuel, obviously I would have to log out of the game, request the help from the fuel rats, wait until they actually jumped out to where I am, which would take a couple hours, and then, log back in, let them give me the fuel, and then be on my way. Considering how late I generally play and record, that means that I would probably have to set a date for the next day or something like that, and it would really screw with my whole recording. I couldn't even jump on and just record me sitting there with no fuel, because the oxygen timer would be ticking down, and it would ruin everything, and I'd end up dying, and it would be terrible. So I have to play it safe, and I'm scooping pretty much every star. Now, the cool thing about that, or not cool, but the good thing, I guess, about that is the scooping is pretty quick, especially since it's per jump. So it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't take very long. It just depends on how close I'm willing to get to the star. I generally get up to about 330 to 4 or 350 to 450 per second on these, and it goes pretty fast. It's generally done by the time, well, if there's actually something on the system map and I want to look through it, it's generally done by the time I get done with that. But that's not why it's taking a long time. It's just taking a long time because I guess I brought a smaller fuel tank. It doesn't matter. We're going to get there. But like I said, there's probably going to be some days where I don't do videos, and it has nothing to do with like me just not wanting to do a video. It generally, I don't want this to turn into the same situation I had with the first one, where I was just logging on talking about random shit and then logging off. Like, I want I want to make sure that the content is good. Like, I'm not, this isn't, even though I use it as such sometimes when I have nothing else to talk about, I'm not trying to make this my like vlog channel or anything like that. But I've been kind of thinking about maybe setting down on a planet and looking for some of the FSD boost materials. Unfortunately, I would feel bad using those materials as an FSD boost, because they are also materials that I would need to upgrade my FSD, and I'd be wasting them. If only FSD boosts actually lasted more than just one jump, I think it would be a little bit more worth my time, especially since vanadium and polonium, which are the two things that I don't have for the FSD boost, are relatively rare. And I would absolutely never use polonium because I need that for grade 5 FSDs. So I'm just going to trudge along, guys. Once again, I'm not doing anything like that takes a lot of time like I was the first time, where I would, you know, go and scan specific planets. I'll scan the big money planets like water worlds and ammonia worlds, and if I find an Earth like that. Obviously, this means I'm missing out on like terraformable worlds, because you can't see that they're terraformable until after you scan them. It's not that big of a deal. But in any case, we're still, I mean, I'm still on course. I'm still going towards Jacques Station. I just hope that when I get there, I'll actually be able to find things, you know, the barnacles to help, which is, it's actually kind of cool for me, because this will be the first time that I'm actually going to find barnacles when they're relevant. You know what I mean? Like the episode where I went all the way out to, I think it was Merope or Merope, and saw that barnacle and ended up getting killed. That was the first time I had ever seen a barnacle, and they're not even relevant anymore, or they weren't at the time. Now that they are, because I need the meta alloys to help Jacques Station, I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm actually pretty excited to be a part of something like this. It's the kind of stuff that I missed out on when I was exploring the first time, so I think that it's really cool that I can explore and do it at the same time. You know what I mean? So don't worry, we're still making our way there. In the interest of actually getting there on time, though, I might be doing... well, I can't... Alright, so I was going to say I might be doing like every other day or something like that, videos, but I can't really promise that. Sometimes I'm playing and I'm like, I should just record a video. So, sometimes you're going to get them daily, sometimes you don't. Anyway... This will be the first time I've ever said this, and actually, I guess, meant it, but this video is going to be short because that is all the time I've got. I have some things I actually need to do for once. So I'm going to go do those. But if you like this video, guys, go and hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of Elite Dangerous or any of the other videos that I've done, go and hit that subscribe button. If you have anything to say, throw it down in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. That's at RestlessCorpse. Let me know what you think. Do you want me to, jump on here and record a video every day regardless of what I'm talking about, when all you're seeing is basically the same shit over and over? Or do you actually want me to save it for when I have something relevant to talk about? I don't know. Throw that down in the comments, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Eject. 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 Eject.